Hey Taurus, we are going to be doing your reading, so we're going to get right into it and see what is going on for you guys, Taurus. Taurus. All right, Taurus. Well, that was a lot. All right, let's see. Taurus. All right. Ooh, Magician's at the bottom. Okay, so let's see. Taurus, you guys are showing up with the Queen of Wands. This is showing up in the area of your mind. I feel like there's something you're trying to like, I want to say do your best to kind of be like, well, this is who I am and that's what it is. I don't know. That's kind of what I want to say with this, that kind of stuff. It actually feels a little bit like unapologetic for being yourself. I love that. That's amazing, Taurus. So, okay. All right. All right. Let's see. So you guys have the Chariot. This is showing up in the area of your feelings. So I like that. I feel like this is, you know what I got to tell you? I feel like this is maybe an energy of you feeling like more like yourself or feeling more comfortable showing up as just who you are. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. And that's kind of what I'm feeling here. And I think that you are feeling a level of like, well, this is a good thing. I'm keeping this. I'm keeping this momentum, that kind of stuff. There could be something that you're just feeling like, I want to say, you know what it feels like? It feels like, and I've said this example before, like it feels like all of a sudden like the highway opens and you're like, I'm zooming right through, or I don't know, something like that, okay? Maybe there's been a block that's been lifted, that kind of stuff. That could be something here. So, all right, let's see. You have the Strength card showing up in your environment. So maybe this is a situation that requires you to kind of like really believe in yourself, okay? That kind of stuff, like an energy of like, nope, you actually can do this. You're in a good position to do this. You're capable, that kind of stuff. I also think that you are maybe thinking like in a really like optimistic, like kind of positive type of way here, okay? I really like this. So this is awesome. So this Strength card, if this is not, you know, a situation that's requiring you to, again, like kind of, again, really believe in yourself, but at the same time, like pushing yourself forward, because this is a good amount of energy here. Queen of Wands, the Chariot card, and the Strength card, like those are like active energies. That's what I'm seeing here, okay? So, all right. Yeah, so if this is not a situation requiring you to like really believe in yourself, then possibly there might be a person around you who is doing their best to hold himself back in some situation, okay? It could be. So, all right, maybe somebody has like a crush on you, okay? That could be possible too here. So let's see what's up. You have the King of Wands, and this is showing up as your goal. So, okay, I feel like you're just a powerhouse. That's what I feel. I feel like there's something here that you're like, no, it literally is just like, this is who I am. You can either like it or love it, that kind of stuff. But I feel like you are like, I'm going to do my own thing, and I'm not going to like conform to somebody else's idea of what I'm supposed to be or what I'm supposed to be doing, that kind of stuff. All right, that's what I'm feeling. I also think there's an energy of sticking up for yourself or being okay with doing that, okay? That kind of stuff. Definitely understanding that. For some of you guys, you might even have like a passion project, side project, whatever the heck it is here, that maybe you're like, you know what, I'm gonna go all the way with this thing. This is gonna be, you know, maybe a way to like make money on the side, or this is like a business that you're starting or already have started, something about that, okay? Certainly could be, but I really like this. For some of you guys, this could have to do with maybe like a love situation here, okay? That could be what it is, and I'm wondering if that's the case, then I wonder if you're like, I just want to like attract the right energy towards me. I want to like attract somebody who maybe has the same goals, same ambition, whatever the heck it is, that kind of stuff. So I love this. All right, so you have the Empress card. This is showing up as a possible issue here. All right. Okay, let's see. Okay, maybe there was an energy of thinking something was going to be like maybe a little bit easier to do than maybe it is, okay? That kind of stuff. And I also wonder if maybe there is a problem in maybe needing a certain level of help, or maybe wanting somebody to kind of like help you along, or kind of yeah, wanting to help you in some sense. Maybe you don't have that specific support, okay? Not everybody has that kind of support, but what I will say here is, Taurus, it feels like you're almost like your own cheerleader, or you're almost like, you're like, I don't know. I do want to say that. I want to say that like your energy is like really like good. You know what I'm saying? There's something like really amazing about your energy here. I can't help but think that other people like, you know, really kind of notice this, that kind of stuff. But what's funny to me is it almost feels like you're kind of shy about this. I don't know. Well, I mean, we're all shy for one reason or another, okay? That kind of stuff. But I don't know. I'm feeling that. So you have the Nine of Swords, and this is showing up as your opportunity. I think your opportunity is to work through anything that's telling you like, nope, this is too much, or you can't do this, or intrusive thoughts, that kind of stuff, okay? Certainly could be. There could be something to do with, this is not going to be for everybody, okay? But I will say with all this energy, like Queen of Wands, King of Wands, like the Chariot, like that kind of stuff, like there is like a lot of like intense energy there. It could be that your opportunity is to find something that maybe like holds you together or kind of makes you feel like I'll say sometimes this makes me feel like a weighted blanket, okay? I know that's like really not what this card means, but I don't know. Sometimes the cards come to me in, I guess, interesting ways, but that's kind of what I'm feeling. There might be something where it's like putting like a blanket, like a weighted blanket, or having some type of like working through the pressure of something, okay? That kind of stuff. That's what I'm feeling. And I'll also say this could be the opportunity of being like, you know what, I friggin' had enough with this. I'm not going to have this cycle repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat. It's like, we're done, you know? That's what I'm feeling. So, all right. I do think that it, you know what it is? It's almost like something had to piss you off enough for you to be like, I'm not standing for that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm feeling. Okay. That kind of thing. And I swear this is like an upgrade in like your own, like the way you like advocate for yourself or stick up for yourself or don't let people have complete access to every friggin' moment of your time, you know, that kind of stuff, you know, I understand that. So, all right, let's see. What's going on? All right. All right. I'm getting somebody doing squats in the gym. God bless, you know. Reverse Devil card. I don't know what that was about. So, all right, let's see what's going on. You are definitely taking control over, I don't mean demons, like there's demons everywhere. That's not what I mean. I mean like the demons that we have, like the freaking words that people say to us, the freaking whatever the heck it is, okay? The way we've been treated, mistreated, ignored, given too much attention, whatever the heck it is, I think you're getting control over that. I really do. That's what I think. Freaking awesome. All right. So let's see. Taurus. I was like, who am I reading for? You guys might be really clairaudient, okay? You might be super clairaudient, all right? I understand that, okay? And I almost want to say even if you don't think so. But maybe you're working on that in some sense, or I don't know. So let's see what's going on. You have the Queen of Wands and you have it with the Star card here. I love this. This is so freaking good, okay? So yes, this is showing up in the air of your mind. Here's the thing. You're like, I'm healing myself. I don't care if you like it, love it, hate it, anything in between. That's what it is, okay? Totally understand that. There's something about you guys really, I want to say like coming into your own or being like this, like, again, this is who I am. You can't control like, it's like you can't control me anymore because I feel like you're like, I'm going to control my own self. I can control my destiny, or I can control, you know, something here, like even who has energy, who has access to your energy or not, or getting power over that. Okay. That kind of stuff. That is that's awesome. And I'll tell you something, it is not easy. It really isn't easy, but, either way, it's fantastic. So, okay, you guys have the Chariot card, and then you have it with the Nine of Cups here. This is showing up for the area of your feelings. Yes, I feel like you guys are feeling like you have a level of control over something that at a certain point you thought had control over you, or maybe did have control over you, okay? That kind of stuff. But I feel like you are feeling a level of like, nope, I'm going to do the thing that is making me feel like I beat something, or I got control over this thing, you know, something like that. That's what I'm feeling here. I really, really like this energy. It's exciting. It really is. And I do feel like there's, again, like just this feeling of like, I'm not gonna let like past things or whatever it is kind of hold you up now. Okay. Like, you know what I gotta tell you? It feels like there's been like a real, big burst of like emotional maturity, or understanding yourself, maybe other people more, that kind of stuff. And that is so friggin' self-empowering. So that's exciting. So, all right, you guys have the Strength card and the Ace of Cups, and this is showing up in your environment. Maybe this is somebody who is possibly having a hard time holding back a certain emotion, okay? That kind of stuff. Or this is somebody who is like actively trying to fight back, like a particular emotion, whatever the heck it is, that kind of stuff. Okay, certainly feeling that. All right, this is this could even be somebody who friggin' like loves you so much that they're just, or whatever you're doing, or is having like, you know, yeah, like loves you, loves whatever's going on, something about that. And they, again, they might just be having like a hard time holding back emotionally in one area, you know, that kind of stuff that seems to be happening around you. All right, that's what I'm feeling. All right, so you guys have the King of Wands and you have it with the Two of Wands, and this is showing up for your possible desire here. I'm telling you, I think that there's something about you taking control over something here, marching to the beat of your own drum, and then being like, I'm going to expand on this. Like I'm gonna maintain this progress. I'm not gonna just stop here. This is what we're doing. It's almost like, how can we make this even bigger? How can we make this even bigger? That kind of stuff, like exponential growth. I really understand like a lot, like extreme confidence, extreme energy, you know, that kind of stuff. Like, and really, really like knowing what it is that you want, and being like, that's the thing I'm doing. Okay, so that's awesome. All right, so for what to do, you guys have the Eight of Cups here. So yes, we are not going to settle for anything that you don't have to settle for. Okay, that kind of stuff. This is really like reaching for like, this to me feels like you are like, I'm reaching for the friggin' stars, man. That's what it is. Okay, that's what I want to do. That's what that's what it is. That's what I feel. So with that energy in mind, you have to walk away from things that are not serving you anymore, or maybe like beneath you in some sense, or that it's like, that's not a good fit, that kind of stuff. I think that you are already, I don't think any of this is really a surprise to you, to be completely honest. I think this is all stuff that you are like aware of. Maybe you just needed like a boost of confidence, or like a reminder, or a validation, like, hey, like your hard work is being noticed, or like, you know what I'm saying? Something like that, or like a boost of confidence. I don't know, something like that. Again, you know, walking away from something that it's like, you know what, I don't need to deal with that, or that, you know, that was not in alignment with what I want, or this is, there could be something better, you know, that kind of stuff. So, all right, you're the Fool card. This is showing up as what to avoid here. I feel like there's something about thinking that if you think that like you have to do something, like somebody always has to come with you for something, this really might be the energy of like, you know what, this is the time for you to be like super independent, or taking a leap of faith on something without needing somebody else to kind of like be next to you, or like come along with you in some sense. Okay, I definitely understand like a big like a lot about like independence, you know, that kind of stuff. And it's almost like, you know, this feels like so in high school and stuff, like people, like I feel like your teachers are more on top of you for like, you know, you gotta do your homework, that kind of stuff. You go to college, they could care less what you do. They don't care. You miss, I mean, at my school, I think it was like you miss 2 classes, like you're out of the class. They don't care. The professor, I mean, at that point, they're expecting you to advocate for yourself and to be like, if I want this degree, I'm going to show up for class. Okay, that kind of stuff. I'm not going to get into a whole college conversation, because I have really mixed feelings on that. Okay, and I don't think I don't think you're coming here for like, what the heck am I talking about? Okay, I don't know. We're going to keep going. So, all right, let's see. Okay, so you guys have the Empress card, and then you have it with the Seven of Cups here, and this is showing up for the possible issue. Do you know what I'm getting? Like, somebody here is not understanding your dream or your goal, or that they're like, you need to have a backup plan. Maybe you need to have a backup plan, but maybe that's something that's like kind of killing your momentum or your confidence, or, you know, that kind of stuff. That could certainly be something here. All right. And I also think possibly part of this issue could be, it's like, all right, I want this thing to get larger. I want this thing to like grow. I want to go from like one stage of something to like like a higher form of something here. I wonder if there's still doubt in the back of your mind, like, I know, but is this actually possible? Or you know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. Okay. I also think there's you're like, who's watching, or who's taking care of this, or What? I think so. There's something, I don't know. That's going to be really friggin' specific because I don't exactly know what that means, but it felt right. So I don't know. That might be a completely like intuitive thing for somebody. Okay. All right. And I also think maybe there's something in like, okay, yes, we want this to grow. We want this thing to maybe mature faster in some sense, but there's maybe confusion about that, or a feeling of maybe having too many options, okay? Maybe having too many options, or it's like you're the obvious choice for something and that is somehow showing up as a problem. All right. Okay. I don't know why that would be an issue, but it is showing up as one. So I don't know. All right. So you guys have the Chariot card and this is showing up as what to do here. So I mean, that's freaking awesome because you're already in that mindset. So that's awesome. Okay. You already have the Chariot for the area of, I'm sorry, not your mindset, for the area of your feelings. So if you're already feeling like I want progress, I want to gain control of this and really kind of like, move off, like that kind of stuff, then I feel like that's what to do, especially if you're already feeling that, like you got to capitalize on that momentum, like absolutely, okay, that kind of stuff. So that's what I think that's what it is to move forward in a progressive way, that kind of stuff, okay? And again, getting control of your own path. Like it's like the choice is yours, I feel like. It's like putting yourself in the driver's seat of whatever's going on here. I almost feel like that's literal for some of you guys. So, all right. You guys have the King of Cups and this is showing up as what to avoid. I don't know that you're meant to be neutral right now. I got to tell you, I think this is maybe something about really letting your emotions show, that kind of stuff. And maybe this is about like, choosing one side or another, that kind of stuff. And like letting your feelings be kind of seen, heard, whatever the heck it is, that kind of stuff. Okay. I do understand that. All right. And, but I also think there's something about while you're like progressing forward or whatever it is, there is something about allowing your emotions to come out, but not being ruled by them. Okay. That kind of stuff, acknowledging feelings, that type of situation, or maybe even other people's emotions or their like temperament, I even want to say, but not letting that like rule the day. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. So, all right, you have the Nine of Swords, and then you have it with the Knight of Cups, and this is showing up as your opportunity. That's what I'm saying. There's something where it's like, you know what, that is enough. I'm not dealing with this anymore. I'm going to go towards something that like my heart is feeling connected to. Or this is like, I don't want to have like, I almost feel like this is like maybe acknowledging hurt feelings, or just acknowledging when like a certain thing has like maybe, I want to say maybe run its course, but I got to tell you, it's because there's something else opening up, or there's something else here that is like really, really in alignment with what it is that like you are like naturally good at, or something, I don't know, something like that. Okay. So yeah, this does feel like you do have the opportunity to be like, I'm not repeating this same cycle over and over again. Okay. That's what I'm feeling. I gotta tell you, this feels like, acknowledge, like embracing like the light attributes and like the dark attributes of whatever is going on here. So maybe you're like leaning into shadow work, that kind of stuff. It's a friggin' amazing way to really get to know yourself and to really face all the crap that that we've all been, trying to like avoid our whole life, that kind of stuff. It's like, no, we're going to face that. We're going to face it so that we can control it. You don't like get control over it. They're not going to control us, that kind of stuff. So this is awesome. Definitely feeling like this is like a lot of self-empowerment. So you have the Knight of Swords, and this is showing up as what to do. So yes, there's something about when you feel like you need to speak up, that's what you need to do. Okay. Even if, I got to tell you, even if this is like almost like you feel like you're hurting like someone's feelings, I don't mean this to be like, hey, you should be a jerk. You should be a not nice person. That's not what I'm saying, but it's more like, defending yourself, or being like, nope, I'm not gonna put up with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. And I feel like this is like an interpersonal relationship, or a pattern of the way you've been treated, or maybe somebody else, maybe you're sticking up for somebody else who's been, I don't know, I want to say mishandled, something like that. Jeez. All right. So you have the Nine of Pentacles. This is showing up as what to avoid. So, okay, I think that this is something about like, hey, you don't need to, like, yes, you have this goal of going from like Queen of Wands to like kind of King of Wands energy. I think there's something about like, you don't have to be perfect the first time, or, something regarding that. It's like, a level of being independent, but not feeling like that means that for the rest of everything, you always have to do everything by yourself. Like, you know, I hope that makes sense, because I know there's like a bit of a mixed message in there, but it's really not. It's more like a nuanced message, okay? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's kind of what I'm feeling there. I think there is something about avoiding maybe avoiding making something turn into a friggin' chore, you know, that kind of thing, where it's like, okay, well, I do this all the time and now it's turned into a chore, that kind of thing. All right. But again, I feel like it's like, hey, you can do things by yourself independently, and you should, but that doesn't mean that you have to be like a lone wolf in whatever this is. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I hope that I hope that makes sense. All right, so that is what I have for you guys. I was about to say also maybe avoiding like somebody who's like way younger than you. I don't know. Interesting. I mean, yeah. Okay, so that's what I have for you guys. I hope this was helpful and made sense, all that kind of stuff. If not, then you can check your other placements. Sorry, then you can check your other placements, and I'll see you guys back for your next one. All right, thank you. Bye.